Hello students and welcome to another English Solutions for Business and Life video. Remember that you can always get in touch with us at EnglishSolutions001@gmail.com. Let's begin this video. In this video we're going to cover the Unit 6 of our elementary book, and we're going to cover the vocabulary section. The vocabulary items we're going to be checking are jobs, for example, teacher, doctor, engineer, architect, etc. We're going to check abilities, some verbs that are also abilities or that require certain capacity. We are going to talk about types of schools like boarding school, medical school, law school, etc. Also, we're going to talk about subjects, not the subjects that we've been talking about, but subjects that we study at school. Okay, here are some examples of jobs, or we can also call them professions. Okay, and as you know, and we've been doing recently, and with all the videos, most of the vocabulary videos, I need you to repeat after me. Please repeat. Architect, architect, architect. Notice that even though we have a CH combination here, the pronunciation will be K, like this. K, architect. There are many examples of this combination, and be aware that it's important to know when the pronunciation has to be like that. Maybe at the end of the video we can give some more examples. Please repeat. Engineer, engineer, engineer. Okay, it's kind of self-explanatory. Engineer is a person that works in industries. They create machines or also fix them. The next one. Office worker, office worker, office worker. This is a generic word for anybody who works at an office, maybe doing some paperwork or helping people get to the place or the area in the building they want to go to. The next one, sports coach, sports coach, sports coach. A sports coach is that person that trains other athletes. It can be a sports coach in soccer, in football, in basketball, whatever. The next one, and very simple too, but it's important to also know the pronunciation. Doctor, doctor, doctor. Okay, and as you know, this is the generic word for anybody who studied and finished medical school. And there are also some specialties like nutritionist or pediatrician. We're going to check those later in class. The next one, lawyer, lawyer, lawyer. This is a person that takes care of all the legal and illegal processes. Well, legal processes like buying a house, acquiring a car, and this person helps you create contracts also. The next one, scientist, scientist, scientist. This is a person that is an expert and investigates about a specific subject. It can be a scientist in biology, in mathematics, in physics. We're going to check that vocabulary later on too. And the last one, teacher, teacher, teacher. And well, also very well-known word, teacher. A teacher can teach any subject like history, languages, biology, geography, etc. Let's check some examples now. Example number 1. Doctors operate on patients. Doctors operate on patients. Second example. My best friend is an architect. My best friend is an architect. Third example. I am a very good programmer. I am a very good programmer. And as you can see, we have our word, the word of the day. Oh, word. Yeah, the word that we just saw, professions or jobs. Yes. Just remember that if we're talking about more than one doctor, in number 1, we're talking about all the doctors perhaps in the world. We mention it in plural, so an article is not necessary. However, if we're talking about only one person of this kind, we're going to need an article. It could be a or an, depending on this next sound. We saw that in a previous lesson. Remember that you can always check your previous videos for more reference. And in the last one, I am a very good programmer. Then again, we have a similar example, and we find our article right here. Always necessary. Saying something like I am very good programmer would be incorrect. Okay, now our next item to review is abilities. And don't forget that all these abilities are verbs or actions. So please repeat after me. Dance, dance, dance. Draw, draw, draw. Drive, drive, drive. Play, play, play. Sing, sing, sing. Fix, fix, fix. Design, design, design. Create, create, create. Make, make, make. Teach, teach, teach. Okay, we're going to explain some of these words. Probably you know dance, you probably know sing, as well as drive and play. By this, we're not talking about we're talking about music. So we'll try to draw some musical sign. Let's hope it is like that. But for example, we have fix. Fix is when we repair, when something is broken, like a car or a computer. Fix is the ability to solve or resolve this problem. Draw is the creation of images with your hands. Yes, for example, I just drew a small person there. Create and make are very similar. Is the creation or the making. Well, sorry to use the same word in the definition, but it's quite simple. It's to perform the creation of something, like make a cake. Yes, we talk about a cake. Let's draw a cake over there. Yeah. Or create a house. Well, not quite the word I would use, but for the house, I think I would rather use design. We design houses. The architect designs houses. And teach is quite self-explanatory, is the ability to teach lessons or to show lessons and transmit knowledge to students. Let's continue and see them in examples. We have 4 examples here. Let's check them out. Number one, a truck driver can drive big trucks. A mechanic can fix cars. Number three, teachers can teach lessons. A pop star can sing in front of a big audience. And then again, you can see we have a job. We're still talking about jobs. Jobs are very, well, let's remove the plural form. Yeah, job, 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 job. Okay, and then we have the ability that these kind of people can perform. For example, truck drivers have the ability to drive a big truck. Mechanics can fix cars. Yes. Teachers have the ability to teach lessons. And a pop star has the ability to stand in front of a big audience and sing a song or many songs. So this is quite simple. Just don't forget that these abilities are nothing but verbs that we already studied in the past. And then we have another item, which is types of schools. Forgot that is there. Okay, there's a big difference in some cases. For example, we're going to analyze the types of schools in the UK. Don't forget that UK stands for United Kingdom. Yes, and versus the US, which is the United States of America. Okay, in the United Kingdom, we have 4 types of school. And the name is quite a little different in the US here in America. In the first one, we have the ones for UK are primary school, nursery school, university, secondary school. As you can see, they are very similar to the ones that we have in Mexico. However, in the United States, their names are a little different. For primary school, we're going to say elementary school. For nursery school, we're going to say kindergarten. For university, we will say college. Make sure you do not confuse this with the Spanish word. You know what word. So just know that this is not colegio. This is the university. And the last one, for secondary school, we will say high school. Very good. Let's see some examples now. Example number 1, my little sister goes to elementary school. I use the American form. Number 2, if you want to become a doctor, you need to attend to medical school. As you can say, I made a little combination here of medical because it's more specific, and the type of school you have to go to. Let's see, school type. Very nice. Let's move to our final topic or item of the day. We have the subjects, not subjects like this. Remember, this is different. We're talking about subjects that you study at school or in college. All right. We have the first one. Please try to repeat after me so that you can check pronunciation on your own. Math. Don't forget that math stands for mathematics, but the short version is more common whenever we have to speak or talk about it. Then we have biology. This is quite self-explanatory. Very similar word in Spanish. Then we have chemistry. Remember that example with architect? Well, here we have another example of this type of pronunciation. Even though we have the ch combination, ch, the pronunciation will be like a k, chemistry. Don't forget this. This is very important. Then we have history, history, history. Quite self-explanatory as well. Then we have two abbreviations. We have PE, PE, and this stands for physical education. Whenever you have to go outside of the classrooms and do some exercise, that is your PE class. And then we have another abbreviation, which is ICT, ICT. And ICT stands for Information and Communication Technology. So then again, in this class, probably you have to go to the computer lab, turn on the computers, and do some work on them. Then we have the next one, which is geography, geography, geography. Another important thing to mention is that when we have the combination PH, the pronunciation will be like an F in our language. And also in the last one you can see the same example. Physics, physics, physics. And physics, don't forget that physics is, well, something like this. Let me copy it directly from the book so that it's quite understandable. This is physics, that a subject that many people do not like. Alright, now we have some examples here with the subjects. Example number 1, I failed my last math exam. I failed my last math exam. And then here we have our subject mentioned in the sentence. And final example of the day, my ICT teacher gave me an A in my last test. My ICT teacher gave me an A in my last test. And then here we have our subject. Okay, let's recap a little bit. Remember, this corresponds to Unit 6, our elementary book, the course you're taking right now, and we covered vocabulary. We saw jobs, abilities, types of schools, and subjects. We went over some examples here. Don't forget that the pronunciation of this very, very important. Don't forget also that we need an article when we talk about one profession. When we have more than one profession, we only use the plural form of it, or a number. Then we have abilities. Don't forget that abilities are nothing but verbs that we use every day. And we have some examples there. We normally, if we want to make it more clear, we can use the verb can. We can say a truck driver drives a big truck, or big trucks, or a truck driver can drive big trucks. We saw types of schools, the UK version and the US version. And as you can see, the UK version is very similar to the types of schools we have in Mexico. And in the United States, there might be some confusion. Don't forget that college is not colegio, it is university. The examples, we saw some examples, nothing there else to talk about. And we have subjects, examples, math, biology, chemistry, history, physics. Pay attention to this pronunciation in both cases. And we had again an example. Alright, I hope this video was useful for you. You can always check pronunciation, go back and see how these verbs, nouns, adjectives are used. If you want to get in touch with me for more explanations, you can always contact me through English Solutions for Business and Life. See you guys around.